It was meant to be a simple company dinner, a chance for my wife, Emily, to impress her boss, David, and maybe secure that long-awaited promotion she'd been talking about. I wasn't even planning to go, but she insisted, saying, "You should meet my team. They'll love you." I should have known that when someone says that with a tight smile, it's not an invitation. It's damage control in disguise. Still, I went because I believed in her. I wanted to show her off, not realizing I'd end up as the night's entertainment. The restaurant was upscale, filled with people who enjoyed hearing themselves talk. Emily was radiant, laughing too easily at every joke David made. When I joined the table, she introduced me as, "This is Jake. He's great at fixing stuff around the house. My little handyman." Everyone laughed politely. I brushed it off, but that little handyman stung more than I wanted to admit. David raised his glass, smirking. "Well, Emily, at least you've got someone to fix your leaky pipes," he said, earning another round of laughter. Emily didn't stop him. She joined in, laughing the loudest. I sat there staring at her, wondering who she'd become. The same woman who once admired me for my hard work now found humor in belittling me to appear sophisticated in front of her boss. When she turned to me and said, "Jake doesn't really get the corporate world. He's more of a keep it simple type," something inside me snapped. I smiled and said calmly, "You're right, honey. I don't get why someone would sell their self-respect for a promotion, but maybe you can explain it to me later." The laughter stopped. David shifted in his chair, clearing his throat. "Hey man, we're just joking around," he muttered, glancing awkwardly at Emily. She tried to save face, touching my arm and forcing a laugh. "Babe, relax. You're taking it too seriously." I looked her straight in the eye and said, "No, Emily. I'm just realizing that you like to perform, but every performer needs an audience, and I'm done watching." I stood up, grabbed my jacket, and tossed a few bills on the table for our drinks. Before leaving, I turned to David. "You should really stop flirting with married women in public. It makes you look desperate, and trust me, there's nothing attractive about that." His jaw clenched, and Emily's face went pale as every head at the table turned toward them. "Jake, stop," she whispered. But it was too late. The truth had already landed harder than any scene ever could. I walked out without looking back, feeling strangely calm. For the first time in months, I wasn't second-guessing myself. By the time I reached my car, my phone was already buzzing, Emily calling again and again. I didn't answer. I drove home, packed my essentials, and left a note on the kitchen counter. "You wanted to laugh, right? Enjoy the silence now." The next morning, she showed up at my friend's place where I was staying. Her eyes were red, makeup smudged. "It was just a stupid joke," she whispered, trembling. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone." I looked at her coldly. "No, Emily, you embarrassed yourself. I just removed your audience." She tried to reach for my hand, crying, but I stepped back. I told her the same thing she once told me when she was too busy for our marriage. "I don't have time for this right now." A week later, I heard from one of her coworkers that David had been reprimanded after another employee complained about his behavior. Emily's reputation took a hit too. Apparently, the entire office knew what happened that night. Karma didn't need my help. It handled things just fine. Months passed, and I never once regretted walking away. I started fresh, met new people, and even took a new job that made me proud again. The pain of betrayal faded, replaced by clarity. Sometimes the best revenge isn't shouting back. It's standing tall, speaking the truth, and walking away while they choke on their own laughter. And that night, I didn't just wipe the smiles off their faces. I erased the version of myself that ever tolerated being a punchline.